Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie White Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about how to sing at a memorial service for those you love. As my last video showed, I said that recently my mother passed away, and that's a huge change when you lose someone you care about, especially a parent. And of course, I was asked to sing at her funeral. And that's very common for many singers, of course. When someone you care about or they know you're a singer, you're going to be asked to sing in a memorial service. And I've sung at another service of someone I cared about, my teacher, John Mowat, in 2009. And I've also had students and friends who have done memorial services. So there's some things to keep in mind if you get asked to do one. Now, first of all, if you are not comfortable singing, then just say no. And that's your right. If you are so overwhelmed with grief that you don't think you can get through it, then don't feel pressured to do something you're not comfortable. So that's the first thing. If you do want to sing, and to sing for your beloved family and friends is a gift and a healing for the community, then just keep a few things in mind. Several years ago, I had a voice student who was going to sing for her grandparents, her grandfather, and whoever created the schedule of the memorial service had her scheduled to sing right after the slideshow. Well, you can imagine what happened. After the slideshow, she was a blubbering mess and was not able to sing. So you really can't sing well if you're crying, and that's the huge issue about singing a memorial service. So the goal is to sing before you totally lose it. It would have been so much better if she had only sung earlier in the service. So I highly recommend that if you do sing for memorial service, first thing you do is make sure you sing before the service, or earlier in the service, I mean, and not after something that is very emotional, like a slideshow or the stories where people talk about the memories, which are wonderful, but the way to sing well is you have to kind of keep it together. The other thing to consider in a memorial service is if you're traveling or if you know who you're performing with. Many times if you're going to a memorial service, you're flying from a different area, you're traveling out of town, and you may be needed to work with whoever happens to be at that location. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is to pick some music that you know that you can pull off with maybe somebody you don't know. You may be lucky and to be able to have a performance track you can sing along to, but also making sure that it is challenging for you emotionally. And so finding some music that is simple and isn't going to stress you out. You don't want to be up there counting measures or hoping you hit the high notes while you're dealing with a very challenging emotional time. Both times that I performed, I made a little deal with myself. I said, okay, you can cry when you're done singing. And so I worked through the tears. With my teacher, John Mowat, I was singing the Ave Maria. And I remember crying and crying when I rehearsed it because I just couldn't believe that I would have it. I was doing it. I had to sing for his memorial service. It was something I never imagined I would do. And in the Ave Maria, there's the line that says, "In death's hour." So I got the cries out before I had to sing. The other thing about that performance is it was at a very small funeral home, and there was lots of friends and alumni in the audience, and I was petrified that I would be singing and looking at them, and then they would cry and I would cry, and then it would just completely fall apart. So thankfully in the service, the piano was situated in a way that I didn't have to see anyone's face, and I was like, yes! So I got through the song and then went on with the program. Likewise with my mother, totally different room, a huge big church. I kept my eyes looking at the stained glass ahead and just kept my attention there, didn't look at faces. It's not the time to bond with people if you are trying not to cry and get through it. It was a beautiful environment. I was happy to sing for her and her family. She had talked about me so much as a singer, and she told people about my YouTube channel. So to me, it was a real sense of honoring her memory and also kind of ministering and healing the community, because that's what memorial services are, is bringing people together that care about the person who passed and supporting them and celebrating their life. So if you're up to the memorial service, I definitely say you should go ahead and do it. Pick your music carefully, Make sure you're singing at a time that's not after something that's going to be emotionally challenging for you, and enjoy the peace and the healing that you send to everybody else. All right, thank you so much. I so appreciate all the likes, comments, favorites, questions. I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. All right, bye.